Happy Monday, Salon Spa and Beauty Professionals. It is Katie here, coming at you live per the usual on this Monday evening, 8 p.m. sharp. Hope you're all having a fantastic start to your week. As you are hopping on, you guys, you know the drill. If you are catching me live, type in hashtag live down below. For those of you who hop in, catching that replay, be sure to type in hashtag replay. That way I know you're here. And if you are new, please go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments. That way I know who you are, what you do, where you're from. We can get to know each other and chit chat together, you guys. With that said, our topic for this week, for this live training, is 3 ways that you can avoid getting ghosted by potential new clients in the DMs, in Facebook DMs, Messenger DMs. These 3 ways will work across the board to make sure that a lot of those opportunities that we miss from clients who, just kind of fall off the face of the earth, we can actually capitalize on those and still get them in, okay? So that we can still keep those conversations moving along and turning them into paying clientele, okay? With that said, we will hop into it in just a moment while we're waiting on a few more people to hop on. Those of you who are on, again, type in hashtag live if you are catching me live down below, and hashtag replay if you're catching the replay. I'm gonna pull up the comments on my computer. It's easier for me to read them. The screen, it's so small, you guys. It's so tiny. I can't read that far, and my glasses are elsewhere, so it's fine, it's fine. I'm pulling up the comments right now so that I can read along with ya. I see we have Latonda, who is hashtag live. Welcome, Latonda. Shonda said, hi, Shonda here from Delaware, joining for the very first live since I joined. Welcome, I'm so happy to have you. Ashley Homan, who killed it, by the way, is live. For those of you who are on here, last week was Ashley's very first live, her first live in this group. She took action immediately on this live training, this one right here, this free one that you're all on. She took action of a post that I told her to make last week, so if you haven't caught last week's, go look at it. Immediately got hundreds on hundreds of comments on the post and booked, I think it was like 4 or 5 appointments off of it, or got 4 or 5 consultations, something like that. Insanity, because you see, you guys, if you just show up, if you just hang out with me once a week and listen to what I got to say, sometimes it'll work out in your benefit and you're actually gonna get a couple clients out of it. Maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 10, who knows, okay? But it's on you to show up and do the work. I can't force people to walk through your doors, but I can give you the tips and the tricks to make it happen. Ashley took advantage of that and wound up actually booking new clients last week. So good on you, Ashley. That is freaking awesome. What the? Okay, updated number. She just typed it in the comments. 8 new clients off of 1 post and this 1 free training. Are your minds blown? Because mine is. Just explosion going on in my head right now, okay? You guys, show up to these trainings, put in the work, make it happen, okay? She literally didn't even put any additional effort than just like the live. She just watched the live and did it as I said it. It's magic. It's magical. It really is. You guys, I'm telling you, put in the work. You will not regret it. With that said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive into today's training, which Ashley will probably actually help you specifically take advantage of even more of those conversations. And that is 3 ways to avoid getting ghosted in the DMs, okay? Let me put it to you this way. How many of you have had this happen before, okay? You have a potential client message you and they're like, oh yeah, totally interested in getting microblading done, hair done, etc. Totally interested. What are your prices? And you go back and forth over what the service is, what the cost is, etc. They're asking you a million questions. You're putting in the time to answer those million questions, all for you to get to the price. You give them the price and nada. They're gone. There's crickets, never to return to the conversation again. They just ghost. They're out of there and you can't even get a hold of them in order to book that appointment again, right? Type a 1 in the chat down below if you've had that happen to you before. You had someone message you asking about everything. They act like they're gonna book, and then they just disappear, gone with the wind, okay? It's the October theme. They just ghost, they're out of there. Type a 1 in the chat if you have experienced this, okay? I know there's like a little delay on my end, so I'm gonna give you a second. Krista says 1, Zibby Liz says 1, Samantha says 1, Lisa said 1 last night, literally as recent as that. Latonda said 1, Alvin said 1. You guys, this is an issue. We know it's an issue. It's something that everyone comes across. It's something that everyone deals with. But the important thing isn't that we deal with it. It's like COVID, like everyone's dealing with it. What matters is our reaction to it and how we handle the situation, right? So again, in this training, we are going over 3 ways to avoid it or counter it. So number 1, okay, I want you to listen very carefully. Every single message you send that potential client should end in a question, okay? It should end in a question mark, not a period. Why? That is your way of forcing the conversation to keep going, okay? If we're not at the point where that client is going, book me, every single thing you send should have a question mark at the end of it. You should stay curious and inquisitive as to their interests, their wants, and their needs for why they're looking into this service. You should be what we call whying them down and digging down to the root of the problem. Why are you interested in microblading? Well, I don't really, I have half an eyebrow. Oh, really? What happened? Why do you have half an eyebrow? Like, keep digging deeper into the problem, okay? Keep asking them questions until you are at the point of getting them booked. So every single point of communication with a potential client should end in a question. We have a comment here from Wendy. She said, I have had a lady book and tell me she was on her way and never showed up. She blocked me from her Facebook. A lot of times that will happen, and it's because they're embarrassed that they didn't show up. I shouldn't say a lot of times that will happen. That was phrased wrong. But when that happens, it literally just means like they're embarrassed. Like something happened, something came up, they're embarrassed, they're not coming. Those type of people, that's not really ghosting. That's more of just them being, what's the word for it? Irresponsible, right? So we just kind of want to release that and move on. This conversation is specifically around people who message and don't respond. Libby said, but what happens when they don't answer? I've done that and she never answered. So here's the thing. You said she. That hints at uno person, okay? When you do this over and over again, you'll see that 9 out of 10 times, you are at least going to get somewhat of an answer back, okay? They are going to respond to you more often than not, because when you ask a question of them, they are more inclined to respond than when you end it in a period. I'll give you an example real quick. There was a esthetician who I was messaging with about getting in for a facial. I was asking her questions, obviously, about what type of product line she was using, etc. Because obviously I'm with all you guys, like, I know what the better product lines are, so I was asking her all these questions about what she was using, so I could get a well-rounded idea. And what she sent me back was literally just like after she answered my questions, she ended everything in a period. And I was like, okay, like that makes sense. I really like this product lines. And then she just sends me a happy face. So just a happy face. Me as a potential client, what the hell am I supposed to respond to that? Like, you didn't ask for the booking. You didn't dig deeper into any other question. Like, to me at that point, conversation's dead, on to the next. I was a buyer in heat, ready to drop a couple $100s to go get a facial. Not at that point. Like, you kind of lost me when you just sent an emoji and I'm off on my way. That kills the conversation. When you end things in a period, think of it this way. A period signals the end of something, okay? If you are ending your communication in a period, you are signaling the end of the conversation, okay? By nature, when someone ends a message to us as humans in a question mark, we feel obligated to respond, okay? Like, does that make sense to you guys? Go ahead and comment down below if you're getting where I'm coming at with this. When you end your statements, when you end your messages in a question mark, people feel more inclined to respond to it, okay? You as the professional have to keep digging deeper, keep asking questions, and even allude to, whether or not can you get on the phone, etc. Like, do you want to chat about this? But keep pushing for that next step. It's on you to push for the next step. Ashley said, most of the time when it happens to me, they tell me they have to check their calendar. I have no idea how to respond to that other than saying, okay, let me know. We'll get to that in just a second. Zibby said it makes sense. Alpha gave me the thumbs up. Awesome, awesome. Lisa's writing it down. Everybody can take some notes from Lisa because you should all have pen and paper handy right now writing these tips down. Awesome. Everyone's saying it makes a lot of sense. Perfect. Okay, so that is number one. End all of your communication in a question mark. Krista said, do you recommend asking more open-ended questions when keeping the conversation going? As much as possible, yes. You don't want to give them an opportunity just to say like yes or no, or give you like short one-word answers. You actually want to be digging. Absolutely. So that was a good question, Krista. Point number 2, stop just pushing links on them, okay? 9 times out of 10, when I've messaged a beauty pro for an appointment and was asking questions, they would just like throw their booking link at me. Type a 1 in the chat if you've done that. Someone's messaged you asking about your appointments or how it works, etc. And like the very next message you sent back was, yeah, for sure, we have availability. Here's my booking link. Here it is, go do it. Okay, here's the issue with just shooting them your booking link. You were putting them in a position to make a buying decision that you're not a part of. You have no say in whether they take advantage of that or not. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to continue shopping around. They see the price, they kind of see what you have to offer, they see your branding, and they're like, oh, okay, like that's good. And they kind of keep going around, okay? You never want to do that because in reality, you don't want a buying decision to be made that you were not a part of. Okay? You want to be in that buying decision, talking to them, booking the appointment. Okay? You don't want to put all of the power into their hands because that is how you get ghosted. You want to maintain control over the situation. So that means, nay, nay, honey. Do not just be shooting people the booking link on the 2nd or 3rd message. In reality, if someone is DMing you asking for an appointment, that means they're trying to talk to you about something first. That means that they have questions, they have concerns, they want to chit chat about it. If they wanted to go through your booking link, they could have easily gone to your booking site and gone through the booking link if they wanted that ease. They didn't want that ease, they wanted to talk to you. Therefore, you need to take it in your hands in order to book the appointment. Natalie Bloom said, I agree with that, but how will they agree to your policies and cancellation rules? Once you put them in the system, like they're agreed to it. You can tell them those policies and cancellation rules over the phone or anything just to give them the heads up on it. But booking an appointment with you is booking an appointment with you, and they will still be liable for those terms and conditions. Krista said, can you suggest using the booking links for clients that are already established? Yes, if a client has already been coming to you for 3 months, there's not really a sale involved, for sure you can send them the booking link. This is primarily for new potential clients because new potential clients don't know you yet, don't know how you work yet, don't know jack crap about your service yet. They don't know nothing, okay? They know nothing about you and they have not made a decision as to yes or no whether or not they want to book with you. Therefore, just throwing a booking link at them puts them in a position to say yes or no very prematurely. Sunshine said it's better to use a more personal touch, 110%, okay? So stop just pushing links on them. I've had people send me like 5 links in like their very initial message. Like, hey, like I was just wondering about your appointments in this particular service. Yep, absolutely, we can do that. Here's our booking link, here's our Instagram link, and here's our website. If you have any questions, let us know. I'm not looking at all that. I'm not digging around it. Like I wanted to talk to you about it or else I would have just gone looked at all that myself because all that's already linked and available on your Facebook page, on your website, etc., whatever. Like if I'm DMing you, it's because I want to talk to you about something. It's because I have questions, I have comments, I have concerns, and we need to chit chat about it. We need to discuss it, right? So stop just throwing links at them. That is literally grade A, numero uno way to get ghosted. Okay? Sunshine said this way you have a chance to gain some trust. Absolutely. And point number 3, okay? This is a doozy. It's a lot. Stop dropping price, okay? This is not about being elusive with the price or, oh, like I'm not gonna tell you. Like, it's nothing like that. It's not in a way to be shady, but think about it this way. Half of you who are in our elite program, would you have ever joined elite program if I just DM'd you the price real quick? Hey, it's gonna be this much. Take it or leave it. No, you wouldn't have, because I showed zero interest in you or even told you how I could help you or solve your problem before we ever even engaged in that conversation, right? Before we ever talked about it. I never did any of that, right? So that's why it's so important. Do not drive price over Facebook Messenger. What you want to do is you want to set up a time to call them over the phone, okay? You can either call them over the phone or invite them in for a consultation, whichever, but regardless, you want to set up a time to talk to them. It can be right then and there. It can be, hey, let me go ahead and give you a call and we'll talk about this. And we'll kind of discuss, what our offerings are and what your needs are, etc., blah, 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 okay? But nonetheless, you want to have a conversation with them. Why do you want it to actually be a phone or voice conversation, okay? Over the phone or in person? Because when you're having that conversation, you can then divulge any and all of their concerns about the service, okay? Think about it this way. Someone wants microblading. They go, hey, how much is microblading with you? And you say, $600. Okay, then they're just going off of the price. They're just fishing around, whatever, like that's it. Even though they probably have a lot more concerns. They're concerned with the level of service that they're going to get from you, whether or not you even do a good job, the numbing, how much pain it's gonna be. They have a million and one other concerns than just the price. It's just the one thing that we always instinctually ask for first. And since you just dropped that, they are gonna go and shop around for that first without engaging in the rest of the conversation. However, if we get them on the phone first, we divulge and ask questions and dig down deep into all of the concerns they have. Why do you want to get microblading? What's held you back from getting microblading before? What would it mean to you to solve this problem? What is the reasoning behind you wanting to do this? All those types of questions, you can dig down deep and actually handle their objections, handle their concerns right there on the call so that it makes it an easy yes when you get to price, okay? Over text and messenger and DMs, you really can't dig down deep to the root of the problem, to the root of why they want to get it done or the root of why they haven't done it in the past, okay? So you want to get them on the phone so that you can continuously ask questions and dig down deep to the root of that. And then once you're at the root, you can then diagnose a solution. Again, sometimes the service or the product or whatever they're asking you for isn't even what they need. They need something totally different. I've done that many a times, where I've gone to someone, I've been like, hey, I want XYZ service. Consultation? Yeah, honey, not what you need, not at all. I booked an all over color for myself when I really needed a highlight. Your clients are stupid. Your clients are airheads. They don't book the right thing. They don't ask for the right thing. They don't know your service as well as you do. So digging down to the root of the problem, you can actually drop a price that is the correct price for the service that they need. I have a few questions here. Krista said, I joined the elite program last week and would never have considered it based solely on price, but I cannot stress enough how glad I am that I saw the value of the service before knowing the price and shutting it down based on solely price. Okay, got the word. No bad words there. You meant shutting. I get it now. Ashley said same. Exactly, you guys. Here's the thing. Again, I know that Carolyn is on here. If Carolyn had just DM'd me, yeah, for your blonde, it's gonna cost $600. Are you kidding me? Bye. Not messaging you again. $600? What? You are psychotic. Not doing it. No. Toodaloo, right? Out of here. Shut down. Done. $600? Not worth it. But they messaged me. We discussed my needs. They said, come in for a free consultation. I went in. I talked with Igor about it. Igor told me about this new awesome service that they have. One that was going to make me not have to come back for many a months, which is super important to me. And then we got around to the price of, the service it is going to take 5 to 6 hours, it is a little bit more expensive. It's $600, but he had already explained to me how it solves all of my problems. My problems of not wanting to be in the salon every 4 weeks, my problems of, wanting my hair to be healthy and not fried off platinum blonde like it used to be, all these different things. This $600 service solved my problem. It's triple what I'm used to paying for my hair, and I paid it no problem. Why? Because they didn't just whore out their price to me over DMs and say, $600, take it or leave it, right? We talked about it. I sat in the chair. It was a process. You guys have to do that process, okay? You can't shortcut it. I know we all want like the magical social media strategy where we're just gonna have hundreds of people throwing $300, $400, $500 at us for our services. But that's not gonna happen without the sales portion of it. And that's what I'm getting at with this whole spiel, these whole 3 steps, is that you actually have to engage in a selling process with potential new clients. Over the DMs, you have to go through a discovery process, talk to them, ask them questions, dig deep into the root of the problem and what's going on. You have to set up a one-to-one call or a one-to-one consultation with them to chit-chat about everything and really dig deep in it all, okay? And then you transition that into dropping the price, making the sale, okay? Can't stress this enough, and I know I've said it a few times before. If you own your own business, you are a salesperson. You are one. You cannot get around it. You cannot sit there and be like, I don't do sales. That's salesy, ew, scammy, not me. No, you are a salesperson. There is no business without sales. It is the most crucial part of your business, okay? That's why you have to engage in a selling process, even if it's over DMs. We have people for RBB ask us all the time, well, just how much is it? How much is it? Okay? We stick to our guns. Not because we're trying to be, shady, we don't want to tell them the price, whatever. Like, we're not doing all that, okay? But we want to find out if we're going to actually solve your problem. Because at the end of the day, our sales team knows if we can't solve this person's problem, turn them away. Like, we don't bring anyone on who we can't solve your problem. Period. The end. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's not about trying to get anybody and everybody. It's about getting the people who we can solve their problem. That's what it should be about for you too. But you have to dig deep into those conversations and find out who those people are. I see I have a couple of comments here. Jordan's interrupting my live, coming on in. I'm kidding. Sunshine said, is it okay to let them know that services start at a certain price and advise them that everything will be determined based during the consultation? Yes. If they're like continuously, I wouldn't just offer that information up, but if they're continuously asking like price, it's okay to say our services range from X to Z, depending on your...
Starting price.
Jordan loves to backseat coach you guys. He said starting price, okay? Offer up that starting price, but again, only if they're digging into it. Only if they're like, I'm not getting on the phone unless you give me a price or whatever. Latonda said, with COVID, I will ask them to send me an unfiltered pic and an inspiration pic in my DM, then I quote a starting price. Is that wrong? I would say you can have them send that to you, but I would still get on the phone and have a phone call to quote a price, okay? And just because they showed you a before and after doesn't actually like gauge what they really need in regards to the service. Because my hair, let's do this for example. My hair doesn't really look that thick. Let me tell you, every single time a hairstylist gets their hair on this hill, they're like, holy hell, where is it all coming from? Where is it, okay? They usually have to use about double the color that they thought they were going to have to based on pictures in order to process my hair. It happens every time. You can't always judge what's needed based off the picture alone. That's why you also want to get on the phone with them, okay? Because me, when I'm on the phone with hairstylists, divulging what I need done, etc., I always tell them, like, I know because I've gotten my hair done, I'm like, listen, my hair doesn't look thick, but it's really thick, and I guarantee you're going to need more color than you think. So let's quote that price, right? So you can actually dig down and ask all of those questions and get down to the root when you're on the phone. Chelsea said, is it okay to have your prices on your business Facebook page like a menu? We are not Walmart. We are not Amazon. We are not TJ Maxx. We don't sell based off price. And when you have a menu just out there, just for anyone to just go look and see and it is not serving yourself or your business or your clients to the highest level, because you're acting like Walmart at that point. Just come on over to the bread aisle, pick out the cheapest and go. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Think of it this way. I was going to get my nails done. Every single nail salon has all of their nail services posted online. And you go and there's like 5 different pedicures and 6 different manicures, and they try to give a description of each down below, and one's 20 and one's 80, and it's all over the place. There's so much information, so many different products. And guess what I do just naturally as a buyer? Yeah, sure, give me the basic pedicure and the basic manicure. And that's what I book. I just book the cheapest option. Why is that? Is it because I'm cheap as a person? No. I've spent $150, $200 to get my nails done before. But it's because naturally as human beings, survival of the fittest type thing, like money is means to a resource. So money is means to shelter, to food, to all of that stuff. So generally, human instinct, no matter how rich someone is, they don't want to just be dishing out money left and right. They're naturally going to guide themselves towards the cheaper option. It's not them being cheap, it's basic human nature, okay? That's just what it is. And as a human, we're willing to pay more if it solves our problem, if it solves more problems than that price point is. You get what I mean? Like for the value of the price. So, all that to say, you definitely don't want to just list out all the prices of all the different levels of all the things on the site, because people are just going to naturally gear towards the cheapest, and that's what they're going to book. It is more in your favor to book a consultation, talk them through their different options with you and how each option solves their problem, and book from there. Hope that makes sense. If you have any other questions over that, you let me know. Sunshine said, I have been explaining that at their appointment includes a personalized consultation, comprehensive service plan, curtailed to their needs, and an agreement process. 100%. Bree said yes, starting prices only. In a Z formation. Anyone who's not a 2000s kid probably didn't get that reference, but it's fine. Sunshine said the cheapest, exactly. They'll naturally gravitate towards the cheapest. Jacqueline said, yes, I am not Walmart. We are not Walmart, okay? We are Louis Vuitton up in here, okay? Sunshine said we're not restaurants, no menus, 100%. Chelsea asked, same with website. Yes, same with website. Anywhere where you have your prices just hoed out there right now. I'm sorry, this is probably an inappropriate term, whoring and hoeing your prices out there, but that's like what it is. It's like $20, take what you can get type of thing, okay? You don't want to do that. But yes, Chelsea, same with website. Claudia said, I have all the massage prices on my Facebook page. See, here's the thing. I went and got a massage the other week, and I didn't give 2 craps about the price, okay? That's not what I was looking for. I just wanted to book. And their online booking thing made me go through about 200 steps of just different information and things, and it was just a lot, okay? And when I got there, I took every upsell they had. I wanted to relax. I wanted to chill out, and like I had originally booked a 60-minute time because that was the 2 options they gave me at 2 different price points because they gave me price. What did I do as soon as I got there? I booked a 90-minute time. Me, Jordan, we both extended our times. We were ready for the whole thing. Price wasn't an issue. But when you give me 2 different prices in 60 minutes, 90 minutes, where I'm alone to make that decision, online staring at a computer, gravitating towards the cheaper option. But in the store, when they explained that you really don't get all the benefits out of a 60-minute massage, well, you sold me. 90 minutes it is. Charge the card. Ready to go. But that only happens if we stop doing just our brain tonight. If we stop doing just our prices on our website. Cool. Amanda said, what about being competitive? How can I get clients if my prices are higher than my competitors? Girl, friend, do you think that Whole Foods is concerned with being competitive with Walmart? Do you think that Louis Vuitton is concerned with being competitive with Michael Kors or Fossil or Betsy Johnson? They're not. Different market, okay? Different thing. You are better than being competitive. Competitive is for great clips. Competitive is for super cuts, okay? Trying to give the $7 and $4 haircuts. You are not them, okay? You are a premium, I would hope, right? You don't have to be cheaper than your competitors in order to get more clients in the door. You have to provide a better service and charge your value for that, okay? I, as a consumer, as someone who has actively gone towards the cheaper option, I just explained to you guys how when booking online, pedicure, massage, etc., I gravitate towards the cheaper option. I want to go to somewhere that solves my problem, okay? I'm willing to pay $80 for a pedicure. That's an obscene amount. I'm willing to pay it if it solves my problem. You getting this dead skin off my foot? We're good. We are golden, right? Okay, so just keep that in mind. You do not want to be the lowest. You do not want to be competitive. Just lose that word out of your mind. You're not competitive. Krista said, when I have clients ask me over DM about prices for color services, I give a range and say this is the starting for what you're looking for based on what you've told me, but I explained that it will likely change. Should I avoid that? Like we said, starting prices are fine. And obviously explaining that it would be different based on their hair, the length, how thick it is, etc. Starting prices are okay. You just want to steer clear of trying to quote an exact price for a service that they might not even actually need. Okay, like I said, I booked myself an all over color that I thought was gonna be like $75 one time. I was in college, okay? People make mistakes. Don't hate me. But when I got in, I didn't need an all over color. I needed something totally different that was on a totally different pricing scale. It just doesn't do your clients justice to be trying to quote an exact price. Starting prices are always the way to go. Ashley said, I took all my prices off my Facebook and booking site. Boom. Sunshine said, slam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Awesome. Latonda said, I agree. Can't stand pricing menus. 110%. Let's see. Ashley said, oh, she's responding to another comment. Claudia said, yes, don't go cheaper because I know the value of my work because I give better services. 100%. Shonda said, is Chick-fil-A concerned about being competitive with McDonald's? No, they ain't. They got some good ASS chicken. And they know that it is premium to a McNugget, okay? They're not concerned, nay. So with that said, you guys, I actually do, aside from the 3 different ways, have a follow-up tip for you, okay? And this is kind of the afterthought of, okay, I got ghosted, what now, right? Because I know for a fact, go ahead and type a 1 in the chat right now, actually. If you have multiple conversations in your messenger accounts, Instagram, Facebook, etc., that have ghosted you. Multiple, just sitting in there right now. No use, ghosted, crickets, nothing, gone with the wind. Type a 1 in the chat right now if that is you. If you've got multiple of those sitting there, not going to any use. I'll give it a second. Ashley said 1, Dana said 1. Exactly, I can see a lot of you have got those conversations just sitting there. This is gonna blow your mind, okay? 1 word, follow up, okay? Follow up with them. You don't want to just leave them having ghosted and just say, oh, that's it on that one, on to the next one. No, you want to continue engaging in that conversation even if they're not. Okay, you want to follow up with them, and I'll tell you why. So here at Real Beauty Bosses, we have a script. If you want access to this script, you can go ahead and type in hashtag elite down below. I'll have my assistant reach out to you and give you some guidance on that. But it is a follow-up script for people who have ghosted you, okay? All it is simply following up something along the lines of, hey, just checking back in on this, bumping this to the top of your inbox. Are you still interested in X? Okay, we have an exact script that you guys can get access to. Just type in hashtag elite down below and we'll be sure to get that over to you. I'll have my assistant reach out with it, but nonetheless, simply giving them that additional bump. Why is this so important? Because one of the OG Real Beauty Bosses members, Christina Andrade, she did this, and within 24 hours, she had booked $1,700 worth of new appointments from people who had previously ghosted her. Sometimes people just need that additional nudge. Sometimes they just need that extra little bump in order to get it going again, in order to remind them. Even if it's been 2 months, 6 months, even if it's been a freaking while since that conversation went dry, maybe they decided to go to someone that they hated. Maybe they went and they got a botched job at the last place and they're like, well, crap, now I need someone new. Okay, maybe something happened. You never know. You never know. Okay, so you always, I can't stress enough, you want to follow up with them even if they have ghosted you. The esthetician who I tried to talk to and asked her about, what services she provides, what product line she uses, etc. It has been 2 months and she's yet to follow up with me about a service. To me, you really don't want my business that bad, obviously, right? To me as a potential client, that's what I'm thinking. Granted, I'm kind of on the marketing side of things, so your clients might not be thinking that, but they forget about you just as much as you've now forgotten about them, okay? The only thing is you're bitter about it, and you're going, oh, I can't believe they ghosted me, right? How many of us have said that? Be honest. Can't believe that. They're just over here asking price, wasting my time. Can't believe I just spent all day replying to this person and they didn't even book the appointment. Type a 2 in that chat if you have had that conversation with yourself, okay? That you navigated that mental energy towards that conversation, right? No, don't do it. Don't navigate that mental energy towards it. Only navigate positive energy towards it. Follow up, okay? Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. You have to be sold on yourself and you have to be sold on your service enough to know that this person needs it. If they don't get this service from me, what are the chances of them going to someone who's going to mess them up? What are the chances of them, just going towards a cheaper option that's not going to be what they need? What are the chances of them not even getting this problem solved and still walking around with half an eyebrow or still walking around with 4-inch roots or anything like that? What's the chances of them doing that? You have to take that responsibility and own it for yourself. And be so sold on yourself and your service and the fact that you can solve their problem that you relentlessly follow up with potential clients who have ghosted you. That you relentlessly are leading with conviction in order to get that appointment booked, okay? We have a couple questions. Dana said, do you suggest explain to clients why they shouldn't go through Groupon when they tell you they decided to go through Groupon? Absolutely. I would 110% educate them. Because also, here's the thing, you guys, some clients don't do their research on Groupon, okay? And it irks me, because here's the thing, again, when I was booking that massage, I'm not gonna lie, I went to Groupon, I looked at a few things on there, but I'm also the type of person who does my research, and I went and looked around at a few of the social media sites of some of those places, and to be frank, they looked like a happy ending massage parlor, and I'm not interested in that, okay? The people who are on Groupon are sometimes really shady businesses. So I would tell them totally understand. I would just really recommend doing your homework because a lot of those places are not reputable businesses and I would really hate for you to waste your money on Groupon and get screwed over or get a crappy service. I definitely want to make sure that you are protected. So, if you want my advice or guidance or anything on that, I'm here to help. Or if there's, anything I can do to make it clear, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of navigate with them and stress that sometimes those Groupon places, they're a little shady, okay? Just saying. Chelsea said, I had models ghost me and fellow business owners. So frustrating. 110%, we do recommend taking a card on file at the least, even for models. For every single service on your book, you want a card on file because that is your time, okay? And your time is valuable. So if they no-show you, they have to pay for your time. Anna said, do you recommend advertising through influencers? It's definitely a good avenue, but I would definitely make sure that they are local specific influencers, okay? You don't want like national influencers because that really doesn't serve you. But if you do know of an influencer who's local to your area, who a lot of local people follow, definitely a good option, but you would just need to kind of work out the deal with them, etc. Sunshine said, if the ghosts don't want services, they can be a source of referrals. 110%. You guys, there is an opportunity in everyone. Everyone knows someone who could be a potential client if they are not a potential client themselves. Everyone has a huge array of people, a huge array of connections. I know people who are 65 and bald. I know 45-year-old men. I know 45-year-old women who are interested in Botox. I know people who would be interested in body cavitation. I know people who would be interested in eyelash extensions. I know people who would be interested in almost any one of your services. My dad, who is a 45-year-old man who works in the oil field, still knows people who would be interested in beauty services, right? Everyone has an extensive connection list. Anyone can be a great source of referrals, if not a potential client. Claudia said, what about the Google reviews? Do they help? Here's what they're good for. For one, obviously, if people do their research on your business in order to find out if you're reputable before doing business with you, of course they help. It is definitely an asset to have. Yelp, not so much as important. I would say Google and Facebook reviews are definitely more important. The other area where they help is having them so that you can like link them and have them in your Instagram page. You can have them on your website, etc., and bring those things onto your social profile for social proof. So for example, we avidly link up our, or take screenshots of our reviews on Facebook and our reviews and everywhere, and we post them on our Instagram story. We have them in our Instagram highlights. They're on our website, etc. That's usually what's most helpful, is being able to take those reviews and put them in a bunch of other places. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. Flavia said, I had a frequent client that in the last 2 months, she turned a ghost. I'm following up and no answer. I texted her 3 times to know about her skin and no answer. Do I continue following up? I would continue following up, maybe on a different platform. So if she didn't answer over Messenger, try texting her. She didn't do that, try calling her. I wouldn't do it like every day, obviously, if we've kind of gone a couple weeks, but just every now and then shoot her a check-in. You never know when something may have happened. That's kind of where my mind goes with that, is like, I hope she's okay. So like kind of like check on like her Facebook profile, see if anything's changed, those types of things for sure. Ashley said, I'm sorry if you answered this and just missed it, but how would you respond when they say they have to check their calendar? I worry that any question after that would come off as pushy and obnoxious. Here's the thing. Okay, I'll kind of give an analogy for this. So when I was in cheer, they make you do facials when you are performing, okay? And basically facials are these like obnoxious, like huge wink and kissy faces and bright smiles and all that stuff. I owe every line on this forehead to facials, by the way. Regardless, they would make you do that. And the biggest number one rule of giving facials is if you feel like you're over the top, you're doing just enough. And that is the same thing with follow-up, okay? A lot of times when we wanna, or when, you know, we're put in this situation where someone hasn't responded to us, maybe we've sent a message or two. If you don't feel like you're being pushy and you don't feel like you're being obnoxious, you're probably not doing enough, okay? Because it takes you doing 10 times what you think is pushy for them to think you're pushy. Does that make sense? Like literally, like what you think is pushy, they won't think it's pushy until you do 10 times that. So if you feel like you're erring on the side of pushy, you're probably doing just enough. I would definitely send a follow-up message of, hey, just checking in. I know you said you had to check that calendar. Have we had a chance to check that yet? When do you think you'll be able to have your calendar in front of you so we can get this on the books? And I would add a little bit of urgency to that. Like, I'm having someone text me like asking about that appointment slot right now. So I just want to make sure that I'm giving you first priority. If you don't text me back by, tomorrow morning, I'll go ahead and let them have the spot if you weren't able to get around to it. That type of thing. But you definitely want to continue following up with them. Sometimes, again, you guys, I can't stress enough, people forget things. People will forget about you in an instant. Within 15 minutes, that recency effect of that conversation with you is out the window. They're focused on something totally different, okay? And then they get home, they got kids probably, they got a husband, they were at work all day and all they want to do is sit down and watch Claire on Bachelorette and have their wine. And the last thing they are thinking about is pulling out that calendar at the end of the day and booking an appointment with you, okay? And that's not to say that, you are taking them away from those things in order to follow up. But again, sometimes they just forget. And you need to do your due diligence to be top of mind and be so convicted in your service to understand that they need it and convince them that they need it, that you are following up consistently. Monique said, I have a lot of clients contacting me for my post, but don't close the sale. What would be a good follow-up line? Literally the words, hey, just bumping this to the top of your inbox. Were you able to check your calendar? Or do you have any other questions before we get you on the books? Or, hey, just bumping this to the top of your inbox. I have an opening on Tuesday. Would that work for you? Like all these different types of things, you're ending it in a question. First and foremost, end that message in a question. I'll kick your butt if you don't. But regardless, you're popping it up and you're adding a little bit of urgency to it. So got an opening, tomorrow. Would that work for you? Do you want to get squeezed in, etc., etc.? We do, like I said you guys earlier, we do have an exact follow-up script for what we call our low-hanging fruit, which is these clients who have previously ghosted us, or they're part of the low-hanging fruit. So if you do want access to that script, you can go ahead and type in hashtag elite down below, and I will have my assistant reach out to you. With that said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and recap what are 3 ways to avoid getting ghosted in Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger DMs. And we will keep on going. If you have any additional questions, you guys, you got me for 15 more minutes, so drop those down below, okay? Number 1, end every single message you send them in a question mark, okay? Every single message. Why? A period signalizes, that's so not a word, signals the end of something, okay? You are giving the conversation permission to end when you end your communication in a period, okay? If you want the conversation to continue, end your communication in a question mark. Open-ended questions are best. That basically, what open-ended means is you're not giving them the opportunity to say yes or no, okay? Think about it this way. If I'm asking you a question, I'm like, would you like to book an appointment? That is a yes or a no question. Instead, phrasing it like, awesome, let's get you on the calendar. Would Tuesday or Thursday work for you? That's not a yes or a no question, okay? We're gearing towards Tuesday or Thursday. It's not a yes or a no, right? Hope that makes sense. Or, why do you feel like this has been a problem for you? It's open-ended. It's not yes or no. It's all these other things, okay? Number 1, and every single message you send in a question. Number 2, stop pushing links onto people, okay? The moment they message you should not be your invitation to go, here's my booking link, here's my website, here's my Instagram, okay? We don't want to do that. They came here, they came to us. We don't want to send them somewhere else. We have them here, we have their attention, we have them in front of us, so we want to capitalize on that conversation right then and there. 3, stop dropping price over Messenger. For you as a professional and as someone who, gets great results with your service, as I'm assuming all of you do, it should almost be unethical for you to drop the price in the messages, okay? There should be tiers to your service or different levels to your service or different services that solve different problems, that solve different needs. that serve different clients, okay? You're obviously not going to have the same service or the same level of service for a client with thin hair as you do for a client with thick hair. Jordan and I would not have the same service at the same price point for our skin. We have two different types of skin on our face, okay? We would not be getting the same facial, those types of things. So in regards to that, it's almost unethical to be dropping price and just hoeing it out over Messenger, okay? You want to dig deep into the root of the problem, flip that into a phone conversation or an in-person consultation or both. Dig into the root of the problem, like I said, divulge all of their concerns, questions, everything that they've got, then drop price. And then bonus tip for what to do after you've gotten ghosted, if that still happens, is follow-up, okay? Write these words down. The fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Fortune's in the follow-up, okay? I can't stress enough. Fortune in follow-up. Don't make me say it again. Write it down. The fortune is in the follow-up. You can go make probably so much damn money right now if you just hit your last 3 months worth of messages and just follow up with them relentlessly. Guaranteed, okay? So follow-up is key, okay? Claudia said, awesome, let's get you on the calendar. Tuesday or Thursday works for you. Yeah, I would say, does Tuesday work for you, or is Thursday better? Like something like that, like divulge the two, like one or the other type of thing, because then they're gonna give you one of a few answers. It's either gonna be, yep, Tuesday works, yep, Thursday works, or neither of those works, do you have anything else? Like it's going to be an array of those answers, or they may have to backtrack and go, well, I'm not ready for an appointment yet. And then that opens up the door for you to handle more of their concerns, more of their objections, or anything like that, okay? But what you don't get is no, because you didn't open up that doorway. Cool? Natalie said, what about for PMU? It's usually one set price. I would say that you still need to see them, because sometimes people might not even be a good fit for PMU, okay? That's the same thing with our types of services. Elite is one set price, but we need to still have the conversation with whomever is wanting to be a part of Beauty Bosses or be a part of Elite in order to figure out if it's even the right fit for them, in order to figure out if, this truly is the right thing. So I would still, again, you can list a starting price. That's totally fine. Your starting price can be, like maybe without the touch-up or anything like that, but you still want to have the conversation before dropping price because, like I said, it's not always the right fit for everyone. Sunshine said, I have a party booked this weekend. I quoted price per person for a package deal. Is that how it is done? Quoted price per person for a package deal. That really depends on your personal preference and what service it is. So, I mean, what your price is what your price is. The way that we usually choose to show price is giving a flat rate all-inclusive. So instead of going, oh, it'll be, X amount for this, X amount for that, and Y amount for this, like breaking it down, all-inclusive, one price. Because here's the thing. For that package deal, quoting a price per person, they're then adding up in their head, let's say it was $10 per person, they're going, okay, I've got 25 people, it's $10 a person, so that's gonna be, and they're gonna count it, and they're gonna be like, okay, $250. You're making them do a whole equation, whole Pythagorean theorem equation in order to get down to what the hell the price is gonna be, okay? When in reality, it's far better to quote and go, okay, so for 25 people for my services, that's gonna be $250. Obviously, those are not your prices, okay? That was just the easy math in my head. But regardless, you wanna quote the one price. For 25 people, this is what it's gonna be instead of a per person. So I would get them to tell you how many people are attending first and then quote your price for that party amount, okay? Same thing for like microblading. We 100% recommend whatever you're pricing, do it all inclusive because you never want anything to be an option and you don't want people to have to add things up. Like, oh, it'll be, $300 for the initial microblading service and then it'll be an additional $150 for the touch-up and then it'll be an additional $50 for the aftercare package. Okay, they're doing a whole math equation and they heard 300 and then their brain jumps to whatever that would be, 500, okay? Now, like we set the tone at 300, and now we're knowing we're gonna have to pay $5, it blows that out of proportion and it makes it seem more expensive than it is in their minds, okay? Versus all-inclusive, it's gonna be $500 for your entire microblading package. Or okay, for all of those people, for all 5 people, we're looking at about $400, okay? Quote the one price. You want a yes or no and to handle objections off the one price. You don't want people going, oh, well, what about 4 people? What if we didn't have the touch-up? Can I go without the touch-up and just pay the $300? You're gonna start haggling. Why? Because we menued it out, and you don't wanna do that, okay? One price. Krista said, I have a client coming in for a consultation this week, and part of my color consult includes a patch test. This client wants to know if I can go ahead and do the color the same day. While I hate the idea of turning away money, I want to establish that this is my process and why. She's never been to me before. What is the best way to address that? I would simply say, completely understand, unfortunately, I am really booked that day, but I can get you in the next day or a few days later if that works for you. That's the way that I would gauge that. Sunshine said, what if someone doesn't show up? I would cross that bridge when we get to it. If someone doesn't show up to the party and they, ask like, oh, well, is it a different price if like they didn't show up? That's when you can offer the discount is what it would be if they didn't show. Carolyn said, what is your suggestion on a bridal party price quotes for those that are out of town or even out of the country and can't come in for a consult or a trial? Phone. You 100% still want to do it over the phone or over a Zoom call in order to divulge that. I mean, obviously you can't do the trial, but you can do the consultation and do the price and everything on the phone. Any other questions, you guys? We got a few more minutes left. With that said, I do hope you guys had a great night tonight. I hope you learned a crap load. I know we discussed a lot of different topics. I am still taking questions, so you guys can drop that down below. I'm just at the end of my spiel, so I'm doing a whole thing. With that said, like I said, hope you guys learned a crap ton tonight. Hope you guys took away some actionables, some things that you can actually put to work right now. If you take one thing away from this, I want it to be go follow up with damn people. Right now. Go do it. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait until you're comfortable. Don't wait till the kids aren't around. Now. Right now, go do it. Go follow up with people who have ghosted you, okay? It is so important. So important. Fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, okay? You can dance to it. You can chant it. It's fine, okay? But the fortune is in the follow-up, okay? Additionally, you guys, if you liked some of these strategies that we were telling you about tonight, if you're wondering how these can better apply to your service or your business specifically, go ahead and type in #elite down below. I will have my assistant reach out as well in order to chit chat with you one-on-one and hopefully guide you in the direction of some resources that can better help you and can better guide you towards your goals. Claudia said, where can I see the scripts to use, please? I will have my assistant reach out to you, Claudia, so that you can get access to those. Krista said, thank you for giving us your time this evening to help us grow. I'm here for it every week, so thank you for giving me the perfect bridge to this. 8 p.m. Every Monday, unless I'm sick or something happens, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I am here for you guys, okay? I'm consistent. I'm here all the time. Again, unless I'm sick. So, with that said, add this to your calendar. This is free content, free training that helps push you closer to your goals, that helps push you to the next level, that helps you take action and get new clients in the door now. Why the hell would you not show up for yourself to this? Free. Everybody loves free things, right? Right? Exactly. Okay, so show up because I'm here for you for free. Free. Can I stress enough that it's free? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, show up. Add it to your calendar. I'm here for you every week. Make sure that you are here. Okay, people get results on this training every week. I get messages every single week of, hey, I tried this, got 8 clients in. I tried this, got 5 clients in. If you just show up and do what I tell you to do, your business will grow. You will get more clientele. You will retain more clientele. You will have a more successful business in 2020. And I think that's what we all want, okay? Right? Yeah, exactly. with that said, you all, I don't think there's any more questions rolling in tonight. So go kill the rest of your week, crush it, kill it, get all the clients in, okay? I want you all to have Fridays and Saturday booked, solid, okay? It's a goal. Everyone on this call, booked solid. I'm holding to it, okay? Book it out. I cannot wait to hear about your massive successes. Everyone on this call right now, I will see you next week. It is a date that you have with me. You are set to show up or I'll kick your butt. And just go kill it, go crush it, rock your week. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.